Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Mid-Valley boys basketball. Mike Abda, gracious enough to join us again. Oh, Mike, every year we talk, and every year you guys keep it going. What a program you have there, and ready for another year of the Spartans. Tell us about the work in the gymnasium for your guys.
Hey, John. Yeah, I mean, the kids have been working hard since day one, and it's very early, but we like where we're at. We're seeing progress every day, and from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage, there was a lot of progress. Just trying to get better every day at this point.
Making basketball important is something that you have done at Mid-Valley. There's been a little bit of a feel, I think, some guys over the years. It's really kind of caught on, a nice tradition you guys have built there. Talk about the guys buying into that.
Yeah, it started off, this is my sixth year now, so it started 6 years ago, and the guys really, that first group of seniors I had really bought in and, paved the way, and we've been fortunate to, we have a great staff, but obviously we've been fortunate to have some great players over the last couple of years as well, a couple of them playing in college now, and, we're just very proud of them, and, you just kind of feed off the previous year. Last year we didn't have a ton of experience going into the season, and we ended up winning the district title. I think a lot of that had to do with, those younger guys kind of watching the work ethic of the older guys, and it catches on. And I think that's where we are right now. We don't have a lot of experience by any means, but the work ethic is there, the attitude is there, and the desire to win. So. Like what we see so far, but, didn't play a game yet.
2015-16 Spartans will be hitting the floor this weekend. Mike, for you, offense is the first thing you got to think about. Last year, you guys are pretty darn good defensively. You graduated a bunch of offense. Tell us about guys you think that are going to step into that role this year to put the ball in the bucket.
We have one returning starter whose his role will obviously expand. Brad Kalinowski, he was kind of the, defender slasher for us last year, and he kind of just had to take care of the ball and pick his spots, but he'll have to take on a bigger role this year, have the ball in his hands a lot. Noah Tanner was more or less our sixth man, and he came on really strong at the end of the year. He had some really nice games in the playoffs, state playoffs. He's a very confident kid. So, again, offensively, we're going to look to him. And our only senior, Roman Crisafoli, he's come a long way. Same thing. I think he started to play a lot better toward the end of last year, and really dedicated himself this offseason. He got a lot faster, a little bit stronger, and really worked hard this offseason to put himself in the position to be a star in our league. And, those would be our guys that, I think have potential to be consistent, scorers. But we have a lot of other guys, I think, that can definitely, if they gain some confidence, I think the talent level there, J.J. Glinski is a sophomore, and, he could definitely put the ball in the basket. I think with experience, I think every game he'll get a little bit better. R.J. Gouldsberry, Brendan Davies, Aaron Poland, and Jim Urso as well.
Talk about Mike Abda as we talk Mid-Valley Spartans basketball here on the John Mendola Show. Mike, tell us, after every season as a coach on a high school level, do you sit down and say, hey, this is what we need to work on for next year? How would that look? Or tell us about, some conversations that you have with your kids.
Yeah, definitely. I think after we take some time away, we've been fortunate enough to play deep in March the last couple of years, but after that, we take some time just to ourselves with our families and reflect, and then we get back to it. And like you said, yeah, there's some definitely conversations where you pull a kid in and say, this is what where we see you fitting, and this is what your role might be. Our coaches sit down as well and kind of say, what changes are we going to make? Offensively, I think we'll look a little different this year with some of the things we do. Same thing defensively. I think we'll do some things this year defensively that we haven't done, and just to kind of fit the personnel that we have and the talent we have. So, yeah, you definitely have those conversations, and certainly there's sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but there's been a lot of positive things since the off season for us, and you find a diamond in the rough once in a while. And we've just had a lot of kids, a lot of young kids working really hard, and like I said, that work ethic that the seniors over the past couple of years have set the younger kids have picked up on, and it's been nice to see.
Well, you definitely see differences in philosophy. Some coaches say, hey, this is the system, and you guys have to fit into the system. And then, of course, you see other coaches that make adaptations. Say, okay, this is the group we have. This is what we're going to do. And that's why they call it coaching. Everybody coaching everybody up in a different manner. Coach, you talk about the league this year. How about that? What are you hearing out there as far as the buzz here in northeastern Pennsylvania?
I think it's going to be really competitive again. I felt that way last year. I think last year the district was super competitive, and I know you and I have talked about that last year going in. There were so many good teams. You could argue last year for 8 or 9 different teams to potentially win the district title. That's how close it was. And this year, it's just, I think the same thing, district wide, and definitely in our league. I know Dunmore has a ton of back. Holy Cross will be good. Trainer's back, and obviously well coached. Riverside and Old Ford are always athletic, and they work really hard. Lakeland and Carbondale, I believe, are much improved. So, I really think from top to bottom, I don't know. I think there's not going to ever be an easy night in our league. And certainly when you get to districts, it'll probably be the same thing.
Mike Abda from the Mid-Valley Spartans talking about the 2015-16 squad. Coach, we look forward to getting out there and seeing you guys play. Of course, I know you can't wait yourself to see how your team unfolds this year and how things go for you, but I want to thank you for your time as always.
Thanks, John. Yep, we're very anxious, and as always, thanks for having me.
Mid-Valley Spartans boys basketball here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.